Hey, friends. Before we get started today, I wanted to tell y'all some of you probably already know from my other videos that I'm having ear problems right now. And because of that, I'm not wearing my headphones. So I can't hear exactly what the sound is like coming through my mic. I won't be able to until I edit. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I'm going to try and maintain, same distance. But if I get too far away or too close or too crackly, I won't be able to tell right away. And hopefully this comes out to be a recording that I can at least put up. Okay, today we are going to read the Bikers Against Child Abuse emails, where the Bikers Against Child Abuse lady tried to help Gypsy work with the organization for them to help her get an early parole release. And she was able to get them to send a lot of letters, but in the end, they ended up declining to work with her to actually try and get her early release because they felt that she wasn't working on herself in prison and was focused on the wrong things, on boyfriends and little did they know on other stuff too. Let's get into it, y'all, and I'm going to give my usual disclaimer. I'm not showing the emails on screen right now because YouTube's AI flagged me for reuse content because the emails are so popular currently. These emails were obtained legally through a Freedom of Information Act request under the Missouri Sunshine Law. All prisoner communications are subject to Freedom of Information Act requests. For this section of the emails, I'm using the screenshots that Lil Frodo pulled out and posted on the GRB Snark backup Reddit. I will provide a link to that in the description for anyone who wants to follow along. I'm starting on screenshot number 2. The first one is Gypsy asking Dee Dee's niece to help her with parole. This one is inbound to Gypsy, and this is the lady who is working with Bikers Against Child Abuse to try and get them to help Gypsy. Dear sweet Gypsy, it was a great honor to talk with you yesterday. You made my day. I'm really proud of all that you are doing to better yourself and helping other inmates too. I was emailed this morning from one of Mr. Hawley's assistants, Blank Mills. She was wanting me to talk to you about getting a couple of things from you to help with the process of getting our plea heard for your pardon. I will do my best to explain what she wants. I know these things are going to be hard for you, so take your time. Take a break from writing all this down. They are not letters to be written in a rush. And I believe also in writing these, it will help you, especially number one. I did that and it helped me tremendously in letting go of all the pain and hurt. I am sorry to have to ask you to do this, but it will help bypass a lot. If you need to talk about it, you can call me. And then in all caps, remember you are not your past. You are Gypsy today and should be working on the bright future you are going to have. Unfortunately, part of the proceedings will not be so happy, but in the long run will help you to come home. Take your time. Miss Blank said that hopefully you can have these done by the end of November and gotten to me by the first week of December. She switched off all caps. Number one, a letter to your abuser. Examples like how you forgive her for taking your childhood from you and not letting you live the life of a normal child. How you feel about how she made you feel scared, humiliated, and trapped. How you felt desperate to escape her multiplication she bestowed on you. How you felt you had no one to tell, afraid she would just convince them you had the mind and thinking as a small child. How you felt used for your own benefit to get attention and monetary compensation, supposedly for you, things on that line. Number two, a letter telling of the remorse you have for what happened and how you are doing your best to take your own accountability of what happened. No real details are needed and no mention of the other person involved. They just want to know how you are coping after everything she put you through. Number three, things that you have done and are doing to help overcome this and better yourself, like getting therapy and taking self help classes. And most importantly, how you are now leading a class to help other inmates, how you have a great support team, and you know that having that plays a big part in helping you cope in daily life right now. Number four, what is your 5 year plan and goals once you are released? That's the end of her numbered list. I know this is a lot. That is why they are giving you time to gather your thoughts and putting them on paper. I will help you, encourage you to not rush in getting this all done too quickly. And of course, I want to remind you God can forgive anything. He will not place obstacles in your way without giving you a solution. I am here for you, Gypsy. No matter what, I don't judge. That's just not me. I am here to let you know you are worthy of a good and better life. And that's the end of that email. Oh, that sweet summer child. That lady, I wonder what she thinks after seeing Gypsy get out because I know I've read these previously and I know that, whenever BACA decides not to work with Gypsy, this lady is all upset about it. Okay, let's read on. Inbound to Gypsy. Dear sweet Gypsy, I just got back from the library. I talked to someone there about my visitation request. They told me to go online and submit it that way. I put down that I am your spiritual advisor. They told me they were backlogged on visitation requests and that putting down that I am your spiritual advisor would go through faster. So instead of mailing it, I submitted it online. I am so ready to come see you, and I am really your spiritual advisor, so you should hear something in the next few days. Anyways, I hope you are doing good and keeping up on bettering yourself. I am very proud of you. Blank sent me a copy of your anger management completion. That is awesome. But I just can't see you having anger issues. But you taking that course is great. Have you been working on those things I sent you? We want to get a presentation package together by December 15th. And by then, I will have visited you and can write my letter of recommendation for you to be released. It is a process. We just have to be patient. Once they can our plea presentation, they will set up a date and time to present it all in person. I have some emails to send blank. With that, we will need to hear from her and your dad. We want to have it all together so that they don't say we are missing anything. Just be patient and keep up all the good work. You're a strong young woman with a bright future. I am feeling much better, and between helping with the children's ministry at church and getting things together with my BACA friends, I am staying busy. Well, how are you doing, really? I know it is hard, but one day this will all be behind you, and you will be surrounded by those who truly care and have your best interest at heart. I will go for now and get some rest before church tonight. We have a little snow around, but mostly melted where the sun shines. Though it is only 21 degrees today. Are you staying warm? I worry about you, like you're my daughter. I want the best for you and so excited. I will be seeing you before Christmas. It will make my Christmas complete. I don't know what the holdup on my visitation request, but since I put it down as your spiritual advisor, I believe we will get the go ahead soon and I can start making my plans to CNN and come up there. I will have to watch the weather. Are there any special rules I need to know about visiting you? I pretty much know how it is from visiting others. As for what to wear and things like that, but every prison is different. So if there is something I should know, you can tell me. Really need to go for now. Call again soon. I love talking to you. You are so precious. Hugs and prayers, your friends always. Inbound to Gypsy. Afternoon, Gypsy. I so agree with you on all this. And yes, we will talk more about it when I come visit. We will need that petition, but I don't want it to cause any conflict with your dad and Blank. As far as the media, my BACA friends will not tolerate any type of media reporters. I, along with them, believe that for your well being and privacy, we don't need that kind of attention. They would overwhelm you when you get out. They can be very pushy and only want to up their rankings by getting your story. You need your privacy to live and rebuild your bright future. Let your light shine. Anyways, I am feeling better. Had flat on my car this morning. My daughter came and helped me get it fixed and changed. That is about all that is going on right now. So I will close with a bright side thought for the day. When it rains, play in the mud puddles. Never give up. Prayers are being said for you, dear Gypsy. Stay strong and keep your faith. See you soon. Love, hugs, and prayers always here for you. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, Miss Blank. I hope you're feeling better. In fact was just seen by the caseworker and he said he is forwarding your visiting app to the chaplain to be accepted as my spiritual advisor. Also, Blink did not block you. She actually deactivated her Facebook and now has a joint one with my dad. She has said nothing about you being blocked. In fact, she said she heard from you when you went to the hospital. I agree with you. No media. Sometimes she is too trusting in reporters. I would say, let's go at this time, you and me, but we need dad's petition and him to be there as well. We can talk about this more in the visit as well. For now, I'm sending you love and hugs. Oh, yeah, Christy, too trusting. That's one way to describe it. And we all know why they needed that joint Facebook. Inbound to Gypsy. Dear Gypsy, hope all is well with you. Are you okay? I wanted to let you know I'm still here for you if you ever want to talk. I am your friend and pray for you daily. Also, letting you know that my project I have been working for you has become a great success. I reached out to BACAs of Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, and Missouri. BACA stands for Bikers Against Child Abuse. So we finally reached our goal of 100,000 letters supporting your early release. They were mailed out a month ago to the governor of Missouri, the Missouri Parole Board, and Missouri state senators. I do not want to get your hopes up, so I've not told you about my project on helping you get released early. But to my surprise, I received a certified letter from one of the state of Missouri senators today, stating that my very own personal letter reached his desk. and that I have shed light on your case from a different perspective, that he personally would like to see this through. Let Gypsy come home, as I named it. They asked me to call and set up a time to come and speak with them, along with some of the BACA members as well. I called and it looks like January before we can all get everyone's schedule together. Of course, there is paperwork involved in speaker of the level of security for the state senators. I am ecstatic that my own letter could make such an impact. I figured all the letters would push it through. So, yes, I'm going to come to Missouri as a guest speaker and pray that my speech in person makes an even bigger impact. I truly believe you will be released earlier than you think. Anyway, though you have not emailed me or called, I am still in support of you and always in my prayer. You are a strong, courageous young woman. Your future will be as wonderful as you are. Hang in there, never give up, and just be yourself, and the right ones will love and support you no matter what. Outbound from Gypsy. OMG, are you serious? That's wonderful. Smiley. Does Blank know? Maybe she might want to tell my dad so he can maybe give notice to his petition. Thank you so much. I'm so excited now. Just even thinking about if there's really a chance. Oh, by the way, yes, please do send in the visiting form. I'm sorry for not responding earlier. I meant to, but forgot. Tongue face. I started yesterday teaching a class here. My goodness, I was nervous, LOL. Every time I spoke to the class, I turned beet red, but was able to speak, smiling. It makes me feel good to be able to start being a leader in something and be a positive change in the world. I feel like I have a calling to do this. Sending hugs, Gypsy Rose. Outbound from Gypsy. Hello, Miss Blank. Okay, now that I have time to sit and email. Hi, how are you? Smiley. I totally understand if y'all need to talk about things regarding Blink and my dad knowing about the project. I did tell Blink you had wrote a letter to a senator, but would like you to fill her in on everything. I would stress to her to keep it completely private, and I know she would obey that. Blink is no longer a part of our inner circle. We all parted ways with her months ago. I have developed a strong dislike for the media and just turned down an interview with Dr. Oz that would have paid me 5,000 to do it, but I still refused. I think it would be good to partner up with my dad and Blink if they promise to keep it a secret as well. I would like copies of the correspondence from the state senator if it's not too much trouble. I am curious, are y'all asking for a commutative sentence or a pardon? Do you need any information about my institutional behavior, such as classes I have taken or achievements? I can get you character references. Do you need my sentence and judgment paperwork? I am set for a parole hearing in December of 2021, but I can only be paroled as early as late 2023. Anyways, I am doing okay. I'm trying to focus on the class I am teaching and my own education. The breakup with Blink really shook me to my core. It really is sad, the truth of it all. Blink is a former heroin addict and has been clean for 5 years. Then in August, he relapsed because of the media attention and mass judgment was placed on him. So, with him being back in his addiction, he feels he is protecting me by pushing me always away before he becomes toxic to me. It breaks my heart because I feel responsible. I want to be there for him, but I guess I can't be. He said the heartfelt goodbyes of a blank Sparks movie would be proud of and told me he hopes one day we could come back together again when the time is better. I cried for days and still in my moments of crying. I have a few good friends. You, blank, 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 and blank, blank are keeping me from totally losing it. And for that, I thank you. I will want to call soon. The calls are limited to 15 minutes per hour. Anywho, it's getting cold in here. What happened to the sun? LOL. Sending love and hugs. Inbound to Gypsy. Dearest Gypsy, I hope this email finds you in good spirits. I know you are busy with your teaching. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Your strength and healing will come with time, and this period of time will benefit you once you are out. I did get that visitation form mailed there Tuesday morning. Not sure how long it takes to get approved, but I do know there would be no problem getting my approval to come visit you. I'm looking forward to meeting you and show you the encouragement you so deserve. I have not contacted Blink about my news yet. I wanted to get the okay from Bikers Against Child Abuse groups first. Since we have been working so diligently together to make this happen, we decided early on that all decisions would be made together. It was brought up, though, with one chapter. They, in no way do we want whoever Blank is to be in the middle of this and have media all over this. Baca prides himself on keeping anonymity about things. We meet for our monthly meeting next Wednesday in Nashville. We will decide whether it would help to have your father with us. Our goal is to see you get out and be free to live as much a normal life as possible. But if you do desire, I will push that we want your father to be involved with our Let Gypsy Come Home. We just want you to be happy and safe. None of us cares to speak to the media or anything like that. For your sake, after we succeed in our endeavor, yes, we are keeping it positive, the choice will be yours to make. But truly, the media means nothing to us. It is all about you, Gypsy, and you're being set free early. Anyway, if you do definitely want me to contact your father and Blink and tell them, if you have not already told them, I will do so. As far as whoever that Blank person is, that was brought up at our last meeting. We don't feel this is any part of her business. Someone said that she is a busybody. We think you need your privacy, and this is a private manner. Again, though, it would be totally up to you as to who shall know about us coming to Missouri to the state capital. You can just let me know who you want me to contact. Whatever makes you happy, that I will do for you. I still have phone time that you can use whenever you want to call. I will transfer some money to you next week for whatever way you want to use it. So, it is getting better for you to speak to others in a leadership role? I hope so. As much as I am sure it helps them, it probably helps you too. I am just so proud for you. I am excited to get approved so we can visit. I can make it a weekend thing. I will go for now, but remember, hold your head high, smile, and walk without shame. You are a strong young lady, and I am looking forward to watching you grow in your journey of future blessings. Hope to hear from you soon. Love, hugs, and prayers. Your friend always. Okay, it looks like this is the letter that the Bikers Against Child Abuse lady asked Gypsy to write to Dee Dee, and she emailed it to the lady. So this is outbound from Gypsy. Mother, I am writing this letter with having had nearly 5 years to feel the emotions felt when expressing the words written. Every day since your death, I have not had nothing but time to reflect on the choices that have led me to where I am today. Moreover, of how your own actions form the circumstances around mine. The woman writing this letter to you is far different from the girl who was once broken and desperate to live what I would later come to understand was just an average life for a young woman. Living 23 years of my life with you as my only guardian, the one person who had the responsibility of shaping who I would grow up to become. Unfortunately, my upbringing was a far cry from that which it should have been. Starting from my birth, going into my young adulthood, being isolated from having any other human interaction other than yours was lonely and has affected my ability to have appropriate social necessary to make healthy social interaction with others. The many unnecessary medical surgical procedures and medication that was forced upon me to treat illnesses that I did not have has left my body marked with scars, both physical and emotional. Your choice to not have me educated growing up has made it difficult to gain the appropriate level of education needed for a woman of my age and has caused a depleted self esteem in my ability to make achievements in society. When mentioning the overall lack of life experience that was held from me by your choice as a mother, you did not only take away the normal life experiences that shaped an individual to be who they are or could be, but you made the choice to keep me from the best things in life that makes life worth living as a youth. The innocent joy of having a first day of school, the fun of going to the mall with friends and buying a dress that would surely never pass your approval, the excitement of being asked to prom, the comfort of your embrace, getting my heart broke for the first time, the nerves of waiting the college acceptance letter. These are all things I was not able to experience. It would be many years before I was able to fully understand the reason for why I grew up being isolated from others, being taken to hospital after hospital, doctor after doctor without anything being medically wrong with me, waiting for the next time your hand was to strike me for simply trying to make a friend. Fear, manipulation, and isolation was all I knew of your kind of love, and a lingering question of why I was unable to be allowed the one thing that everyone else seemed the ability to have, the ability of free will. I am now 28 years old and in prison for my part in your murder. And though I can never justify my crime, nor can any letter of apology give back the life that was taken, I am writing this as if you were physically in front of me to express all that I have held in for my whole life. Mom, after all that has happened, I have been searching for answers and spending my time trying to learn about myself as a person, trying to make sense of why all these events unfolded with this amount of tragedy. I want you to know that I now understand that you were mentally and emotionally unstable in raising me, and that you're, and it cuts off there. Ugh, y'all. So, I mean, I've said this so many times before. I said it whenever Into the Weeds and I were on the Slacker show. I've said it on, I think, on Becca Scoop's panel before, and I've said it in videos here. I understand that she didn't like the way Dee Dee dressed her. She didn't like being homeschooled and all that stuff. And that is the main part where she shows any emotion when describing this stuff. The one paragraph about the medical abuse seemed like something that, I don't know, she was coached or Googled to be sure and throw in there, but she actually had emotion when writing about not getting to go to school, not getting a first date and all that stuff. I can understand that, but that is no kind of excuse for murder, and it really irritates me whenever her friends and defenders say, "Listen, come off of the chromosome deletion and just think about this. Gypsy wanted to be a real girl. At 18, she was allowed to do this stuff." Y'all, you have no idea how many kids are homeschooled in very, very restricted religious or just cult environments. And they want the same things. They want to be real, normal. I'm using air quotes here, y'all. They want to be normal, real kids and do normal, real things and all the things that Gypsy described there, and they don't get to. And a lot of times they have to run away from home either as teenagers or as young adults. And they do that. They run away from home generally instead of murdering their parents. God. Okay, I will stop my ranting, y'all. Sorry about that. Get back to the emails. Okay, the next one appears to be another one of those letters the lady asked her to write. It's outbound from Gypsy. It says, "To whom it may concern, my name is Gypsy Blanchard, number 1302048. I am writing this letter to express how deeply remorseful I am for my actions. In the years since my conviction for second-degree murder for my part in the death of my mother and victim, Claudine Blanchard, in June 2015, I have learned the importance of taking accountability for my crime and do so without hesitation. I have come to realize just how deeply my crime has negatively impacted so many lives, creating a ripple effect that motions far beyond my own realization. The pain and heartbreak felt by her family and friends will never be something I can ease. The unanswered questions, I will never be able to give them peace of mind. The stolen memories with their loved one, I will never be able to give back to them. This was a close death for me as she was my mother. She gave me life when, with one choice, I wrongfully took hers. I cannot ignore the fact that I made this choice to commit murder as a means to a way out of an abusive relationship with my mother. However, I do not, will never condone nor justify my actions is how I now understand that no matter what the circumstances, murder/violence is never the answer. By taking her life, I took away the possibility of her receiving treatment for her mental health issues that was the source of her abusive behavior towards me, and possibly improving such behavior could have been the solution to her and I making amends and having a healthy relationship that never resulted in a tragic reality that was her losing her life to murder and robbing myself of the possibility of her and I potentially sharing the treasured memories that are so important for a daughter to have of her mother. This is but a small fraction of the regret I carry, wishing that I could have made a better choice that did not result in murder. I would do anything to undo the damage I have inflicted on so many, and moreover, I wish that I could go give back the life that was taken by my own choice, but I cannot. My sympathy for my family continues to grow as the impact of this crime continues to unfold. For my actions, I am truly sorry. Sincerely, Gypsy Blanchard, Chillicothe Correctional Center." Well, those were some decent words, and had she maintained that tone consistently, some of us might be less hard on her right now. If she'd maintain that tone consistently after her sentence in these emails and after she got out, we might not even be reading these emails. I wonder what the lady who received these thought whenever Gypsy got out and immediately went on the vial files and was like, "I don't identify as a murderer." What happened to that accountability? Lord, y'all. Then we have inbound to Gypsy. "Dear Gypsy, sorry it has taken so long to get back to you. I have been sick and in the hospital with pneumonia. Just got home this afternoon and feeling much better. You can keep the snow, just been cold here. I have a feeling I will get approved to visit very soon. Would like to make a weekend trip the first week of December to spend time with you. I've been messaging Blank and even talked to her on the phone for a while one day before I got sick. I thought it all went well. Then, when my daughter brought my phone to the hospital, I saw where she blocked me on Facebook, and I have sent her a couple of messages, but no reply. Got me confused because our conversations went well. Maybe she is upset that I said no to having Dr. Oz involved in what BACA and I are doing for you. They are strong believers in the privacy and safety of the person we are helping. I tried to explain that to her, but she kept bringing up getting some woman from the Dr. Oz show. I told her no to that. We are not seeking media attention. We are seeking your freedom. Then she wanted me to watch Gypsy's Revenge to get the real story. I said, I do not care to watch any such shows as that. It is now and the future that we are concerned about for you. A BACA attorney has all the facts we need. And I told her that anything else, I would rather hear from you. But you should know by now, the past is gone. I choose to focus on the now for you and helping you find a bright and happy future. Anyway, I am confused about how Blink and I were getting along, and then poof, she turned away from me. Sorry to bother you with this. Maybe you can shed some light on why she acted so rudely to me. I always think honesty and communication are best. Talking things out, ignoring things don't make them go away. Anyways, enough about that. I hope you are doing well and keeping a positive outlook on life. You're blessed with a good heart, and I am honored to be your friend. Not feeling so well, so going to call it a night. I hope to hear from you soon. Call if you want to email me, please, and let me know how you are. I am sure they will let you know soon that I have been approved to visit you. Excited about coming to see you. Hugs and prayers, your friends always. Outbound from Gypsy. Yes, I would love that. Smile, what's your address so I can send you the visiting form? Blink and I are still a couple. However, we're taking a break from each other. We aren't even talking to each other. There are a lot of problems we have, and he needs to work on himself. He told me he wanted a break, and I don't feel he is ready to be a husband due to his behavior in the past month drugs, drinking, one night stands with other women. And I am at my wits' end and emotionally drained of his mood swings. He is not the Blink I know and love, so I have chosen to call off the engagement. I will give him his space and I will use this time to make new friends and expand my personal goals without his encouragement. I still love him beyond words, but maybe we are currently toxic. Thank you for setting up a phone account for the $50. I will call probably on an evening. That's when I normally make my calls. Smile. Y'all, why is it always $50? I am legitimately shocked that her custom Bloom Bitty Fart Art pieces aren't $50 a piece. Like, even if she had to make them tiny, I'm just shocked they're not $50. She loves her $50. Inbound to Gypsy. This is funny. I was just reading Blink Letter again. It is very good, and I believe it will be of great help. That is good about Blink, and I am sure you will be seeing him again. Proud of you to being able to recognize that you need more time to heal. I was going through everything I have, and any updated materials would be of great help. Our BACA attorney, he wants to stay anonymous if at all possible right now. Anyway, he had a few questions for me, so I am making a list to send to him so he will know exactly what and where we are standing. The parole board has requested us to put our package together so that they may be able to help us in some way. That is a good thing. You are awesome. I have reread your letters and they are great. Once we get your updated material, two more of our BACA advocate letters of recommendation. We are going to start pushing your case till they hear us. BACA has done these cases many times and they know exactly what to say and the correct way to get your case in the right hands. You have a lot of support from here. We will not give up till we see you home. I am excited about coming to see you. I hope you are too. We'll write more later. Got to run to the store. Hugs, prayers always. Your forever friend, Blink. Outbound from Gypsy. Hey there, smile. I got your email today. Smile. Well, first thing, I don't want you to worry about me talking to Blank, new girlfriend. I am blocking her from my contact list soon anyway. I agree, nothing needs to be said to her or him. As far as Blank, I had a long talk with him and explained a visit so soon wouldn't be good for my emotional stability. It's not that I never want to have a visit from him again, but just not while I'm still upset by the breakup. He understands, but did open up about his personal struggles, and I would ask for you to keep him in your prayers as he is battling addiction right now. I think she meant addiction, y'all, but she wrote addition. This is not like him, and I'm afraid he has lost himself. This is something I understand he needs to work on his own with his own issues, which makes sense of why he felt the need he needed to push me away. My friend Blank Blank sent the letter he wrote as a character reference to all Missouri officials such as the governor, the chairman of the parole board, and Senator Blank Hawley. His letter was very in depth of my situation. I will send anything I have that is new to you. I also have revised my letter of the classes I have taken to include new ones I have completed. I'll send you a new copy via snail mail. Smile. I'm glad you are recovering well. I have probably sent God on only a million prayers for your health. It was His will that brought you into my life, and it is His will that we meet in person at the right time. Smile. I look forward to hearing what your personal struggles and story is. It's a remarkable thing that you are doing for me and for others like me. Sending my love. Talk soon. She's so fake, y'all. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, Miss Blink. April 18th is a good weekend for me. Smile. I totally understand that things are a little slow after the impeachment trial. I will message Blank about getting those letters to you. Things have been a little crazy. My brother got beat up and had to have nose surgery. He is doing better, but was out of work for 3 weeks. Between that and the frequent migraines that Blank gets often, things slip our mind sometimes, so I'll remind her. I'm doing all right. I feel like I'm always in class doing one or another, but I guess that's a good thing. I'm trying to get as much as I can under my belt because next December, December 2021, I see the parole board. Just since I wrote my letter for presentation, I have been in three more classes. One is an ongoing group and it's called Healthy Relationships. As for the man I've been talking to, things are going smoothly. There's no rush or pressure to be in a relationship. I'm meeting him in person April 4th and 5th. He is a sweet person who I can tell is genuine about just wanting to be someone I can trust and be there for me. We have been talking on a regular for about 4.5 months. Blink is doing well. He is considering coming to visit later in the year. I just don't know how I'm feeling seeing him in person again post breakup. I'm afraid it will hurt me more to see him. It would make me miss him more. So I don't know. Only time will tell. He knows I'm talking to someone new and is more or less jealous and seems to keep telling me that I don't need to be with anyone right now. Wait till I get out. I'm like, okay, that's easy for you to say. Your bio clock isn't ticking. LOL. He is very skeptical of people who try and get close to me while I'm still locked up. He seems to still be protective of me, even though we aren't a couple anymore. Oh, and guess who added me on JPay? Blank's new girlfriend. She put his last name as her own in my contacts, so I sent her a message asking who she was, and she told me she was his girlfriend. It was just weird. Well, the snow seems to be gone for this year. It snowed a few flurries, but nothing major last week. Now it's 40s, 50s, 60s weather. Anywho, I'm going to send this now. I hope you're continuing to heal well. Yeah, no wonder they thought she was all about her boyfriends. I mean, obviously, we know she was, but she couldn't keep it hidden and keep up those good, accountable sounding words for long. She had to go off about all her relationship drama. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. Miss Blank, I hope this finds you in good health. I would like to see a picture of the letter from the Missouri senator who responded to your initial letter of support of my early release. Can you please take a picture of it and send it via JPEG? Also, you mentioned that the attorney for BACA has requested to remain anonymous. However, out of my own curiosity, I would like to know his name and what kind of attorney his profession deal with and out of what state he is working. I have a lot of questions that need validation. The information will remain private and confidential. Hope you are well. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Get a little formal there. Outbound from Gypsy. Miss Blaine, I hope this message finds you well. How have you been recovering? Are you back home? It was a good thing that you didn't come the weekend we were supposed to have our visit because the weather has been bad ever since. We're having about 2.5 inches today, and tomorrow a layer of ice underneath it. We might have to wait until the spring when the weather is warmer. My father and Blank wrote those letters. Smile. They are really well written. I started a new class, my sixth one, tongue face. It's about anxiety management. For the most part, I stay inside through the winter, which watch a few good movies and stay warm. Smile. How is the weather over there? Anyway, I just wanted to send you a quick message. I love you. Hugs. Inbound to Gypsy. Dear Gypsy, I forgot to add this to my last email. I finally went to church for the first time since all of my surgery. I am seeing your picture that was taken Sunday night, blank. Anyway, I've got to run. I've got a doctor's appointment this morning. Your friend always, hugs and prayers, blank. And this is inbound to Gypsy in all caps. I hope I can get this in one email. If not, I will have to send it in two emails. Don't turn a blind eye. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, number 1302048, Missouri Department of Corrections. First and foremost, we have to say that no one is condoning the involvement of Gypsy Rose Blanchard in the death of Dee Dee Blanchard. Even Gypsy takes responsibility for herself. But not everyone has taken accountability for their involvement or rather lack of involvement in stopping one of the most hideous, horrific, and severe abuse that Gypsy suffered from a very young age into her young adult age. The state of Missouri, the doctors all turned a blind eye to what was happening to Gypsy mentally, physically, emotionally, medically, and much more. Then, unless you have suffered from abuse, cannot begin to understand what Gypsy suffered from someone she trusted and loved, rather blaming a disease that Dee Dee was said to have. That is no excuse for the manipulation and control she had over Gypsy. What led up to the death of Dee Dee Blanchard is one of special circumstances and needs to be looked at further and from the perspective of we who are able to be the voice of Gypsy. We want nothing but the best interest in mind. I am an advocate of those against child abuse. As you will read the enclosed, no doubt you will see a terrible injustice has been bestowed upon Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It is time for someone to take a stand for her and follow through, seeing that she is given full pardon, whereby as she can receive the proper treatment in coping with what Dee Dee Blanchard put her through. We also show and prove to you what Gypsy has done to better herself the best she can, considering where she us at. Every time she should write is, she writes us. Considering where she us at, she takes responsibility for her own actions of the past and has even started helping other inmates take accountability for their crimes. Gypsy has suffered more than anyone can begin to comprehend. She deserves more out of life. Out if life. That one should be of life. She can't move her fingers over one. She needs the support of family and a few select friends to encourage her, support her, to not be her past. She has already showed a great interest in helping other victims of child abuse. She is progressing greatly, but can only go so far being in prison. Interesting. So, yeah, there's a lot of typos in that and stuff. And, she's sending it like this is a copy of what she's about to send to the Department of Corrections. So I bet that is why Gypsy suddenly was like, I want to know who the lawyer is, how he works. I want a letter, copy picture of the letter that you sent. I bet she wanted to see if it was like this because Gypsy makes enough typos of her own and misspellings, but I bet she could recognize that that was not well written. Outbound from Gypsy. Good morning, Miss Blank. I'm sure the number change will be just fine on my end. The word blather made me laugh. LOL. Okay, so I've read over the opening letter and it's amazing. The only thing is, can you change my mother's name from Dee Dee to her actual name? And that is Claudine Blanchard. If you would like to add blank, that's fine. But by a legal standpoint in the court paperwork, her actual birth name is blank. Other than that, it is wonderful and give the full go ahead and send it with everything else. Smile. And I will print it out on my end to keep a copy. Smile. I too hope the weather holds out. I can't wait to meet you in a few weeks. Smile. I hope your holiday was cheerful. Mine was okay. I miss my family. But in time, I'll be with them all. Smile. Sending love and hugs. So I think that one came in before the all caps letter I just read from the way that they're set here. I can't tell exactly because the dates aren't on them on these screenshots anyway. Inbound to Gypsy. Dear Gypsy, hope this email finds you doing well. As for here, we are still on the stay at home order. I am so bored. I said outside, hoping someone will just have. Sorry, this is really hard to read. I'm going to read this exactly as she wrote it. I am so bored. I said outside, hoping someone will buy just to have someone to say hi to. I cannot even go see my daughter and grandchildren right now. Seems our country has gone crazy with this forest thing. With so many getting the virus and so many dying, it is really sad. I never thought in my lifetime I would say something like this. I don't have too much to say right now because nothing is really going on here, but I will catch you up on what I do know about was the BACA chapters in Asheville has done. They had a meeting last week which I was not able to attend, but I was updated on what they had decided and what they had done. All informations, letters, your accomplishments, and letters of support from others and myself were all included and sent to the state Senate legislator's office, to the governor and parole board. I do know that they voted not to include the letter from Blank because it was more about him and not much, according to them, that would be useful in talking about you in his letter. Also, because he had posted in a couple of support groups on Facebook a letter he got from the parole board, which is a general letter that everyone gets writing your support, they did not feel like he would be a good source in this case. I do not agree, since I wasn't at the meeting to speak up in the case of his letter. After reading it again myself, I do agree that it was more about his wonderful life and less about you and supporting you and getting out. I'm sorry, I know that's not something you wanted to hear. I know how much you care for him and how close you two have become. But don't let that get you down, and I hope things are going well for you too. Anyways, you're in my prayers, and I hope you're staying well. But because the fires can even get into the prison, I will let you go for now. I hope to hear from you soon. As for your case, all we can do now is wait for a response from one of the offices. During that time, our country is going through this COVID virus thing. That is the main priority of all of our government offices at this time. So now we wait. And I was told if we haven't heard nothing in a month, They will reorganize and reprioritize what we've already sent them and mail it in again. Unless we get a response, all we can do is wait. We still believe there will be a positive outcome for your early release. Stay strong, keep your faith, and hang on. And maybe all that is going on in our country right now will get settled and then can get back to normal. Hugs from your friend. You're always in my prayers. Your friend always, blank. P.S. I still want to come and visit you as soon as we can. As far as my heart condition, I'm doing great, but being on restriction from our governor and president makes it hard to do anything these days. You take care and hope to hear from you soon. Wow, y'all, that one was hard to read. I'm just going to assume she had autocorrect going wild or something. I don't know. This next screenshot is where it gets juicy. Inbound to Gypsy. Another thing has happened that has hindered my efforts in helping you. The BACA Club is no longer willing to help me with your release. They gave me a few reasons that I will list for you to know. I am so hurt that they have stopped supporting your release. I do not know what to do, but I am praying for clarity and effort to know what steps I can do to help you. Below are the reasons I was given as to why BACA is no longer pursuing your case. These are not my opinions. You know I support you no matter what. One, the amount of time you have been in prison, it seemed your priority was not on bettering yourself by not having got your GED yet. Two, they felt you have prioritized getting a boyfriend and getting married and starting a family. They voted this as the third ranking of self betterment. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, Miss Blank. I'm so glad you're doing better. I was really concerned. I understand how everything kept coming up. What I am disappointed is with the BACA decision to no longer support my release. All five reasons are unfair to me and can be countered, but it is okay. Can you please send me my certificates back to me? That is hugely important to me. Thank you. I will write some more soon. I am so happy to hear from you. God bless. Hugs, Gypsy. Inbound to Gypsy. And these are actually Gypsy's counter to the five reasons. So this is outbound from Gypsy. One, I have not graduated my GED, but I have passed in every subject but math, so I feel that my efforts are not being recognized. Two, I personally did not apply my former. What is she saying there? The word she wrote is UPPLAY. I personally did not uplay my former engagement or place that above my self betterment. My relationship was being exploited by outside sources out of my control. My hopes and dreams for my future should not be counted against me and be a reason to deny me support. Three, that is completely untrue. I absolutely did accept Dr. Phil's help. Watch the interview and you'll see. I cried out of being thankful to accept his help. So I don't know what they are talking about, and they are misinformed. My facility is actually the one who will not allow me to have the materials his team wanted to send me while I'm in here. Four, my former demeanor and my court records are, yes, remorseless. However, 5.5 years later, I have taken more accountability in my actions now than ever before. People are so quick to pass judgment when they are the spectator. Five, my case in life has always been high profile. That was out of my control from the start. The fame was never what I wanted. I have told my story on many platforms because I have one worth being heard and I haven't received a dime to tell it. My main concern is being a public voice to those who can't speak for themselves, and I have been exploited by many because of the high attention on my life. I'm really curious here whether or not this is before or after the act set up a trust fund for her. If it's after, she's straight up lying there when she says, haven't received a dime. Outbound from Gypsy. Miss Blank, I'm so glad to know you're doing okay. Smile. I was worried for a while there. I know I've been in school since December of 2016, took my test in 2018, passed my GED and everything except math, and math is something I can't seem to pass. I struggle a lot with it because, unlike taking it out there, in here, women have to pass a TABE test, then, if passed, then a pre GED test is required, then finally, the actual GED test. So that is three tests that require three different skills in math, that which some things I don't understand because it's next to rocket science, considering that I don't even know how to multiply and divide when I was first placed in school. So having a 520 score on the TABE test and needing a 537, I'm close to passing that first test. Okay, I don't know the test that she's talking about, but it's hilarious that she said it's next to rocket science. That is the last friends. Let me know what you think in the comments. I bet Bikers Against Child Abuse was super, super happy with their decision after she got out and the way she acted. What do y'all think, friends? Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm going to show some of the Fawn as a palette cleanser, but she hasn't showed up yet today unless she showed up while I'm recording. I'm going to go out and check. Have a good day, friends.